Hello friends, welcome to my kitchen. I'm Philly, and today we're going to talk about back to school treats. Psych, just joking. Today is game day here, well actually not here in Philadelphia, but in Brazil. But the Eagles are there, and so this is our first game of the season, but the game started last night, Thursday night football. So if you are into football, then you have come to the right place, because what is better than watching football game with some really delicious crave-worthy treats, right? So that is what we're going to be doing today. So I'm Philly, and welcome to the football season here in the States. So let me just check and make sure everything is working with my stream. And I hope everyone's having a great, had a great week. I'm a teacher, so we have started school, and the kids started. So we are in it. Let me see here. All righty, we are set to go. Good. All right, so friends, let me tell you a little bit about what I'm going to be making and why. Before I tell you what I'm going to make, let me tell you why. So this summer, we were lucky enough to spend some time with my sister and her family at their lake house, which is over kind of more in western PA, but east of Pittsburgh. And in that spot, we went to this lodge that was nearby, and they had these loaded tots for an appetizer. And while, you know, anyone that is into really fine foods might poo-poo this, they were outstanding, and they were so simple. And it made me think instantly of something I wanted to do with tots at home to make them like next level. So loaded tots, basically the idea is you have tater tots, and who does not love tater tots? And then you just put whatever toppings you want on. So instead of it being nachos, they're tots. So it's kind of a vehicle for different toppings. Well, what I love about this is there's so many different directions you could go with it. The direction we are going is one of my favorite flavors from my childhood, although I didn't have this as a child, but from when I was old enough to really handle it, and that is the Big Mac. And I know you've seen tons of iterations of Big Mac tacos and Big Mac meatballs and all these different other ways to enjoy the Big Mac flavors. So what about some loaded tots? So for our first Eagles game, for our game day tonight, that is what I'm making, Hubs and I. So I'm very excited to kind of take you through my creation. Again, my creation is an original Big Macs, go to McDonald's. And I do have below all of the details of this recipe, including a link to the special sauce. So I also put the ingredients down. I'm making this just for Hubs and I, so this would serve two to be like a meal. So if you were using this to just be an appetizer, it could serve more. So let me see who's tuning in. Hey Barbara, I know. Have we not been waiting for September, right? So excited about September. And we've honestly, in this part of the country, I know there's other parts that have had oppressive heat, and I feel badly, because we've had actually a really nice August, which we don't usually have a nice August. Our July was brutal, and so far September is looking lovely. Next week is going to be in the 80s, but not terrible 80s, just the 80s. So this past week was fabulous. And Edith, good to have you. And DS, hello friends. Yes, is everyone happy about fall? And Edith, I bet you get excited about fall because of Edith is a photographer, because of the colors that then you can bring into some of the pictures and things you do. It just makes for a wonderful landscape. But let's get started. Now I'm going to be cooking my tots in my air fryer. But you could also do it in the oven, but they do not take very long, so I'm not going to start them yet. What I'm first going to do is get some things prepped. Then I will get my air fryer warmed up while we start on the beef mixture, and then we'll put the tots in, and then we'll finish everything else up and put it all together. So this won't be a super long live stream. But what I want to know is, what is your favorite go-to when you're watching a football game? That's my question for today. So to get ready, we need do y'all remember the song, 2 whole beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onion on a sesame seed bun? Well, we won't have a bun because we have tots. They're going to take the place of the bun, but I do have sesame seeds over there to sprinkle on last. But we need some lettuce, some onion, and some pickles. So I'm just going to shred some lettuce. And the best way to do that is to get a manageable part, easy for me to say. Oop, it's kind of tipping. I know, she is amazing. I love her photos. Vermont and New Hampshire. Oh my gosh, that's going to be glorious. So all you want to do then is you're just going to take your knife and you just want to go as thin as possible to make the shred. Now, what I'm going to do, or how I'm going to do the lettuce, is I'm going to have it be around the outside bottom of it. I don't want to put a ton right in the middle because I know that will definitely get super wilty, but frankly on the Big Mac, the lettuce gets a little wilty because it is shredded. Now, again, if you're not a Big Mac fan, you can make this after the best way that you enjoy your burgers. Maybe you're into the In-N-Out burgers. Maybe you're into the Shake Shack, and then you can make some Shake Shack sauce. Maybe you are like me, and one of your favorite burgers is one that involves bacon and blue cheese, right? You could kind of just make your toppings anything you want, which is one of the things I love about this. I'm actually going to just chop it one more time because I just don't want these pieces of lettuce too big. There we go. And this is a nice little shred then. So you can see this is all we're aiming to do. This is a bit wet, so I'm actually going to put a paper towel down so it can, because I washed this, I rinsed it, so it can dry out a little bit while we're waiting. There we go. And actually, I think, yes, I'm just going to put this here, and then I'm going to leave one to put on top. So I'm just putting all of our ingredients here on this plate. You need about 2 cups. I have more than 2 cups, so we won't be using all this, I don't think, but maybe we will. Who knows? So that's the first thing. Next, we're going to get our onions chopped. And friends, I still need to know what your favorite go-to is when you're watching a game. Now, not everyone loves to watch football. Hubs contributed the beer conversation. He will be making a showing for the tasting, but he is relaxing on the couch right now. So I'm just going to actually try to, I don't think they can hear you. He said he's doing work stuff. And he's enjoying, is that bourbon or Manhattan? What do you got there, babe?
Japanese whiskey.
Japanese whiskey. I've tasted that. It does not please my palate.
It's like drinking
gasoline. It's like drinking gasoline.
turpentine.
But Hub seems to like it. Our youngest gave that to him, I think, what, at Christmas?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to put this away. And I'm going to get the beef out. We're not starting it yet, but for the beef, since it's 2 of us, we're doing a ½ pound of beef. Again, figuring like a ¼ pound a person. And this happens to be 80-20, but honestly, this is a time you could definitely go with a lean ground beef because of how it's going to be crumbled and browned and sprinkled on top. So let's get our onion. Now the onion is up to you. I'm just going to get some cut and then I can decide when I'm putting it all together. I did put measurements down there, but really this is all about to taste. If you don't like onion, then leave it off, right? That was always the secret of getting things at McDonald's. If you wanted it fresh, you would always have something be different than it was standard. So like if you ordered a Big Mac, no onions, then they'd have to make it fresh. So anyways, that was a little trick. I don't know if that still works, but back in the day it did. I want this pretty small. And if you find your onion is a little sharp, one trick is you can just soak it in some water, and that helps take some of the sharpness. What I like to do, get a really fine chop, is, I'm going to move this a little bit like this, is I slice it first, and that way I can then just get a dice. Now there's always a little bit of a circle in there, so you kind of need to travel around, but it does help you get a smaller dice and makes you look like you might have some decent knife skills, which I don't, but you know what? We try to make it work. So this is a nice little dice to sprinkle. I really like onion. Not everyone is an onion person. And you just are, the rule of thumb is like with garlic, you just need to make sure that if you're eating onion with someone you love, that you're both eating it. And that way it's all square. It's funny, our youngest actually likes raw onion, but does not like it cooked. It's a texture thing. I love them both ways. And then the next thing we need to do is get pickles. Now down there I had put a large pickle sliced thinly. But I found these that were a little smaller, so I think we're going to need 2. So that's what I'm going to do. Let me get those out. Hope everyone is excited about September and having a good week. Oh, that's a really tiny one. My goodness. So we're going to get a pickle. All right. There we go. Okay, so now you could use a dill pickle relish. If you just wanted to make it easy breezy, totally fine. And if you buy your pickles sliced, then they're already good to go. I like to buy them whole because then I have some options of how I want to do. Now this you could absolutely dice up if you'd rather your pickle pieces be smaller. I really like pickles, so I like there to be a pickle moment, so to speak. So I would rather it be slices. Now I will say if I got the larger one that I might consider maybe cutting it in half and then slicing it. But anyways, just do it to your liking. So you can see like this is all going to come together pretty quick. So our pickle is ready, our lettuce is shredded, and our onions are chopped fine. So everything is getting set. Okay, so now I'm going to put these away. I'm going to get my air fryer heated up to 360. That's what it said for the tots that I bought, so that's what I'm going to get it going at. So let me get it started. Oh, and I want to preheat it first. Okay, so we're getting it preheated. Put the pickles in here. Oh, and I'm going to take the cheese out. We're going to be making the absolute simplest cheese sauce that you can imagine. It's kind of my cheese sauce cheat. And you can only do it this way with American cheese because it's processed. So it does melt differently than more standard cheeses, which means almost all the other cheeses that we have. Probably except for raclette, which I don't know if you could do with raclette. I still think it would separate. All right, so next we are going to set these aside for sprinkling. I'm going to remove the towel just so my lettuce can continue to dry. And we are going to be using this. So let's get this going. Make sure everyone can see. See how we are there. Okay, we're good. All right, so we're going to start with our beef. So let's get it browning. So I'm going to turn on my little induction burner. Let that get heated up. It's going to heat up pretty quick. In fact, let me just put it up a little bit higher, and then we're going to put the ground beef on there. I'm going to get a spoon so I can break it up. I'm also going to get one of my favorite tools that really breaks it up further, and that is this little avocado masher. Okay, there we go. So DS always noticing the flowers. Yes, these were just little mums. Mums are everywhere now in the stores. So I just got them there. And I like the colors. I like how it was like white tips on there. And DS says that we tend to enjoy nachos during sports event. We put ground beef on the nachos with cheese, scallions, and pico. And Hubs gave it a thumbs up. I'm going to actually just put this in here. If you wanted to add a little oil, you can. I don't because I feel like with 80-20, there's plenty of fat in the meat and we don't need it. And then, hey, Rainier, fly, Eagles, fly. Absolutely. Rainier, who is your favorite player? I'm curious. Go Birds. I have a funny story about Go Birds. When we were hiking this summer, we were hiking over in the Pacific Northwest. And one of my good friends who hikes also, she was saying, oh, you got to wear an Eagles shirt because they hike all the time. And then there's always indelibly a day that they wear an Eagles shirt. And she said, you'll just be like up in the mountains in some other state in the Eagles shirt or Eagles hat. And you pass by a hiker and all they do is they just go Birds. Like really nonchalant, low key. It's kind of like, hello, I love Philly too. All right, so we're just getting this to brown. And since this has a considerable amount of fat in here, and you can see we did not need to add fat at all. Like this is browning just fine. I'm just going to reduce the heat a little bit. I'm going to use a method of getting the oil out just to simplify things that I've seen actually around here on social media. And I thought it was like a really smart, easy idea where you don't need to get a strainer out and dirty another dish and all that. So this is almost all browned. And Matthew, yes. How does this sound, Matthew? Are you excited about my iteration of the loaded tots? I'm curious. Okay, I'm going to reduce it a little bit. It is getting definitely done. And you can see here, almost all the pink is gone. And so the little hack that you can do will have to wait for a second because I'm going to get my tots in. I'll show you the hack in a second. So the tots I'm using today are, usually the ones we have, I think Orida makes tots, but these are Sonic ones. So I just got Sonic. They were on sale. So I just buy the sales. Does anyone else buy sales? Yeah. Yeah, like the fast food place. Now this is 28 ounces. We're going to be using half of it. But honestly, whatever bag you have, if you want to serve 2 for like full servings and just cook half. So this is all, here, I'll show y'all. I preheated. I'm going to put my little liner here. You do not have to use a liner. It's Friday night. We both have had work weeks. We want it easy. As I say with all my elementary kids, easy peasy lemon squeezy. And I'm just going to put half. These are all stuck, so I'm going to keep those back in there. Oh, the big one came out. And I want these all in a layer so that they can crisp up. There we go. I think that's about half. And then we're going to shake it. So here they say 10 minutes at 360. What my sister and I found is that to get the best tots in the air fryer, you want to go a few more minutes, because you want to get it. I like them really, really crispy. So I'm going to put this for 12 minutes, and then I'll decide if they're crispy enough. So let's see. We got 360, and let me go to 12 minutes, and I'm going to do the shake feature so I can check them. So the tots are in, and now let's make our beef taste better. Let me just seal these up and get them back in the freezer. And Matthew Whittington said, my favorite Eagle matchups are Giants, Bears, Vikings, Rams, and 49ers. Ah, and Matthew, I think you're down in Texas there. So who's your favorite team that you root for? I'm just curious. In fact, that's a good question for everybody. If you root for a football team, let me know which football team you root for. And while you're doing that, I'm going to tell you about the hack. So I have some extra oil here I want to get rid of. So what you do is you take a paper towel and you simply put it in there and you tip your pan so that all the oil can get soaked into the paper towel. And it's an easy way, I'm going to flip my paper towel now. It's an easy way to kind of get that extra fat out without having to dirty something. And considering we do not eat ground beef all the time, I feel like this is kind of a nice hack. So look, what you're left with is this paper towel that's full of the fat, and I'm just going to throw that away. There you go. Okay, so now that I have taken the fat away, I am going to make it go a little bit. Let me see here. Let me turn it up just a little bit. I am going to break it up a little bit more with this. This is an avocado masher. And it's great for ground beef because it just helps break it up a little bit further. I want this broken up more because I want to be able to spread it all across the tots. That's kind of important to me. There we go. And this is also great for mashing up avocado. But now what we need to do is we need to get it seasoned. So for seasoning it, we're going to put in a tablespoon of ketchup. And then we are going to use garlic powder, onion powder, and some salt. So we're going to do a ½ teaspoon of salt, kosher salt, and do a ¼ teaspoon of garlic powder and onion powder just to give it some flavor. Oh, and I forgot the mustard, the dry mustard too. So that is my garlic powder. I'm going to keep this off because we're going to need it later when we make our special sauce. And again, all of this is down below. Let me get that off. So that's my onion powder. Okay, there we go. Put those there for later. And my dry mustard. Let me go grab that. And then we're going to mix that together. Ooh, this is a brand new one. So I have to get that off. There we go, quarter. Just to give a little bit of flavor. Because, you know, since it's all broken up, we want to make sure that it tastes really good, right? We want to think of all the layers and how we can flavor them. And the ketchup will help keep the ground beef moist. Oh, it smells good. It smells really good. It actually smells like a hamburger, to be honest. Okay, I'm just going to mix this up well, and then I'm going to set this aside to stay warm. And we're going to need this in a little bit. No, actually, we won't need this. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the cheese sauce in the microwave. But you could do the cheese sauce over a low burner also. And we'll talk about that in just a minute. Okay, let me turn this down to low. I'm going to move this out of the way until we're ready for it. There we go. All right, next on the docket is our special sauce. One of the most iconic things about Big Macs is the yummy sauce that it has. And so we need to make that. So to do so, we need a few ingredients. We need mayonnaise, we need white wine vinegar, but you could just use regular vinegar or apple cider vinegar, white pepper, salt. You could use just black pepper, paprika, and let me make sure, oh, and pickle relish. I forgot about that. And this is your regular pickle relish. This is the sweet stuff. So you could use dill. Again, all this, you can make it how you want it. But in the traditional recipe, it would be sweet pickle relish. So for this, let me get this going. Check the chat. Giants, of course, Barbara. I totally understand. And good thing we're connected foodie-wise because we're a little bit of a foe sports-wise, right? And Edith, I'm a Pats fan, hoping for a better season. Oh, I understand that. I totally understand that. Alrighty, so let me just make sure that that doesn't dry out. I'm keeping my eye on it. So for our special sauce, the base is going to be mayonnaise, and we're going to put, I'm just going to open this, put about a half cup of mayonnaise there.
Oh, man.
Hubs is commenting that's a lot of mayo. I can see Hub's brain thinking.
Need more ketchup.
And of course, I'm using light mayo because that's how I roll. I try to save the calories where I can. We're going to do about 2 tablespoons of pickle relish. You can measure, but I just like to eyeball. There we go. And we're going to be putting in oh, I forgot the mustard. There is not ketchup in the original special sauce recipe, babe.
That's the problem.
Well, McDonald's doesn't find it a problem at all, to be honest.
Notice that ketchup on the side.
He's fun, and they can't hear you, so you're just mumbling things. They're hearing mum, 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 mum. It's like the Charlie Brown teacher. They're hearing Hubs just be like a Charlie Brown teacher. Oh, and I got to shake. So well, not this kind of shake, but I have to go over here and shake. So now it's hard to shake with a liner, I'm not going to lie. So I'm going to get one of my tongs and just try to do a little bit of movement around here so they can get all their sides nice and crispy. And they're looking good. I will say one of the best things that my air fryer does is tater tots. I mean, they are just so much better than in the oven. Here we go. All right, so far we've got mayo and pickle relish, and now we're going to be putting in a tablespoon of mustard. Now, in the link, it talks about, I think it's Dusseldorf mustard. You could use a brown mustard. Today, I'm feeling just like traditional mustard, so I'm using a yellow mustard. But you can really use what you want, right? And then we're going to put a half teaspoon of white wine vinegar. Oh, this cap is always hard to get off. I need my little finger here. Oh, it is not coming off. Hubs, I might need your help. I think it gets like sticky. Yeah, I definitely need your help. This is not coming off. Here you go. Let me know when it's off. All right, so we'll put the vinegar in a minute. But moving on, we're going to put a half teaspoon of paprika. Paprika is what gives the special sauce its iconic color. Thank you, babe. So go in and get some paprika.
Something's not right with that.
It just gets sticky. That's what happens. Thank you, babe. I appreciate it. And we're going to put a half teaspoon of white wine vinegar. Okay, whoop, I put a little too much, but we can always add a little mayo to balance that out. And then we are going to put in a half teaspoon of onion and garlic powder. So I still have that here. Opened up. Onion powder, garlic powder, and then a dash of white pepper. Again, you could use black pepper. I think it's just more for coloring, but as you know, I love white pepper. That's one of my favorite ingredients. So it's a workhorse. I still use black pepper, but I really do. I very much like white pepper. And let me just make sure I got it all. Mayo, pickle, relish, mustard, white wine vinegar, paprika. Yep, I got everything. So now I'm gonna get this mixed up and I'll show you the color so you can believe me. I'll show Hubs too. And I've made this for him, by the way, because I have made Big Mac iterations before and he has not complained. I will say that. He probably thought there was ketchup in there, but there wasn't. And you know what? When we were little, we would use this using ketchup and mustard and pickle relish, and we were happy, with that. And so that's a quick, easy way just to make a really yummy burger sauce. But when in Rome, when you're doing Big Mac, oh, that's good. I don't think it needs anything. I think it's spot on. Let me show it to you. You can see. So there's the Big Mac sauce. Now what we're going to do to make it easy for drizzling is I'm going to put it in a bag and snip off the end. And that's just a nice way to be able to drizzle because it's going to just plop using it this way. And let me get a little glass to get it started in. This will work, this ramekin. Okay. Let's turn this around. So nachos. Oh, and by the way, something new for Philly this year is while I would never call myself the most knowledgeable football person, and Hubs would wholeheartedly agree, but my family is having a fantasy football, and they talked Mom into doing it. So that's been fun. I feel like I'm doing a crash course on all things football. Never have I known as much. Yeah, Hubs is telling me I'm doing okay. We'll see after the season is over, so to speak. But yeah, so that's going on here. Do any of you all do the fantasy football? My oldest son is in 8. It's crazy. I don't know how he manages it all. So this is ready to go, and then when we're ready, we'll just snip it. So I'm going to put this over here next to the sesame seeds and everything else. And this can go away. I'm going to tidy up a little bit just to put some of these things back in the refrigerator, and then we're going to make the cheese sauce. Cheese sauce is so easy. So iconically on Big Macs, you have American cheese. So we want an American cheese sauce. Again, if you're going to do your own burger spin on this, you can make whatever cheese sauce you want. But for us, being a Big Mac style, we want it to be American. So let me put this away. I'm going to keep the ketchup out because I think Hubs is going to add some to his later. He is a big ketchup fan. Let me put this up.
Love me some ketchup.
I almost put the paprika in the fridge. That would have been fun. All right, let's get these in the fridge. That over there. Okay, so for our cheese sauce, just hold tight. You're not going to even believe how easy this is. I need a measuring cup. Now you can do this on a pan, in a pan over low heat, but I just figured since I'm already using this pan over here and I don't actually have something small enough to make this cheese sauce that works with my induction, I decided I'm just going to do it in the microwave, because microwave is also a good thing. So funny I say that microwave is also a good thing because I'm telling you, you want to go deep dive on social media, just, influencer talks about using a microwave and then, oh my gosh, the conspiracy theories just come out. So I want to make sure we have plenty of cheese sauce because you gotta have enough cheese. So what I'm recommending, so I'm not thinking, oh, I wish I would have made more, is I'm going to use 8 slices of cheese. I'm just going to kind of rip them up here. I'm going to put them in. And the good news is we'll have more for later if we want to use it on anything. Okay, and then you're going to add just a little bit of milk, about a half a tablespoon of milk to that. And you're going to gently heat that up in your microwave. By gently, I actually don't mean like a lower heat, but you're just going to keep an eye on it. So I'm going to do about half a tablespoon of milk, and then I'm going to keep this out to add more if I need. It doesn't have to be whole milk. That's just what we have. It could be 2% skim, just something to help liquefy it. And again, this is only something you can do, so I'm putting this in for a minute. This is only something you can do with American cheese. You can't do this with the other cheeses. Let me check out my meat. And actually, I want to taste this too, so let me get a fork. Oh, and my tots just went off, so we need to check them and see if we have to have them cook anymore. That's so good. You don't want to miss the seasoning step, because when you have the beef, you want it to make sure it's really good, really flavorful. I'm going to bring you over to take a look at the tots, and let's see how they're doing. Let's see here. Look how pretty. Okay, let me just do a little tossing. See what we got here. So they're good, but you know what? I think we can let them go a couple more minutes. I do not at all mind over crisping my tots, and they're not burned. So I just think that is not a problem. So I'm going to let them go 2 more minutes. There we go. And so I'm going to go up 1, and then for the time, you know what? Let's just keep it at 4 with shake, and then that way I don't have to go through all that again. All right, let's get you back. And let's check on our cheese sauce, because that just beeped. And let's see how it's doing. Oh my goodness. This is not magic. I'm telling you, I'm not magic. But I should have brought you all over just to take a look at this. You saw what that looked like when it went in, right? Look at this now. And now it's still thick. If you look in the middle, there's still some cheese that needs to be melted, but you can see how this is making a sauce. Like, it's just wonderful. That's the wonderful thing about processed cheese. Like, not all cheeses can do that with just a little bit of milk. And this is the flavor we want. So I'm going to put this in for not even a minute, which means I'm going to press the minute feature because it's just easier that way. And then I'm just going to make sure I keep an eye. So let's make sure we have everything ready. We have got our lettuce, our pickles and onions ready. Our beef is ready. In fact, I'm going to turn that off because that's plenty warm. Our tots are almost ready. Our cheese sauce, we're going to check in just 10 seconds. And our special sauce is ready. I think we're ready to go. We're just waiting for the tots and the sauce. Let me show you. So now you can see it's still a little thick. So I can add more milk to make it the consistency I want. I do know there's a little bit of cheese that still needs to melt. So I'm just going to add a touch, just a little bit, just a touch. This would be great, actually, mixed with some pasta to make a really quick, mac and cheese. All right. Oh, that did not feel good. That's going to leave a mark, babe. I just hit my elbow. I'm queen of just barging through things, and then I get these. Ariel, welcome. And Marcy. Good to see you, Ariel. Welcome to the stream. It's so wonderful to have you pop on. And Marcy, it is so good to have you on the stream. It has been a while. And of course, it's a time that I'm actually not paying attention. My apologies, both of you. So it is wonderful having on. Marcy is always chatting with me when I make my community posts, which, by the way, just a little bit about me. If you're not following me on YouTube, be sure you do. By the way, if you like content like this, I do all kinds of content. I put my schedule every month at the beginning of the month on Twitter and on Instagram. You can also find it on information on my YouTube channel page, but it's a little hard to find. And I do post it on the community page also with YouTube. So you can see what I have going on this month. I do a mixture of cooking and as well as I do a try or buy once a month. Just fun. Just try to have a lot of fun, share with you a lot of things that we love. Everything from something like football food to maybe my grandma's, favorite cookie or something like that. But welcome, welcome. But if you do like this, please make sure you like and share, and don't forget to subscribe. So let me check our cheese sauce. I think we're about ready. Yes. Oh, this is much better consistency. Because I wanted to make sure. See, look at that. This is money. This is money. Look at this. That is where it's at. Very close. All right. So our cheese sauce is ready. I can put my milk away. And I'm going to start building these tots. I'm going to take you over just one more time to go check out the tots. I think we're about ready. Get this game day food ready. Ah, look, see, they're a little more brown. They're a little more crispy. They are perfect. So I'm going to put y'all back, and I am going to start assembling. So I would find the biggest platter you have that just makes it easy to assemble. I'm going to use this just because I think it'll work well for us. And first thing, I want to put some lettuce down around the edges. So we're going to do that. Let me first get it down there, and then I'll spread it around. Actually, I think I will use all that lettuce. Oh, let me leave this here. So I'm just going to kind of spread the lettuce around the edges so you can kind of bring it in. Again, we're recreating with loaded tots a Big Mac experience. As Ina Garden would say, how bad could that be? All right, and now we're going to get our tots down there, which is going to be a little trickier. So I think I'm going to just get them down. And I'll spread. I can get them just all go down. Come on, y'all. There we go. And I've got one. Nope, I thought I had one hiding. Nope, we're good. Okay. And I'm going to further spread these out because, again, I want no tot to be left uncovered. I want maximum coverage of all this yum. Okay, that looks good. I think that's working. Just move that out a little bit. I'm probably over managing. Gobs, why don't you put your mic on because nobody can hear you when you make interesting comments, love. And then the next thing, this spoon doesn't work well for spreading. So the next thing I'm going to do is get a spoon and spread the seasoned meat that we have all over it. Get all this good flavor. Plus protein. We're doing this for health, right, friends? Got to get our protein in. I know I shouldn't use metal on my nonstick, but you know what we do for live streams. Okay, so we've got our lettuce, our tots, our meat, and then I think what we're going to do is we're going to do our cheese sauce, and I'm going to use a spoon for drizzling. And see, my cheese sauce has, sure, my cheese sauce has already just gotten a little bit, see, it thickens up quick. So I'm actually going to heat this up again and then drizzle because it'll be easier to drizzle. Just give it a little bit of time. There we go. And I'm going to use a spoon to drizzle because that will work much more efficiently. Just get it heated up just a little bit more, and then we'll put our pickles and onions on and our special sauce at the end. Okay, I think that's good. Okay, yes, this is much better. Thank you. So then we're just going to get our cheese sauce drizzled.
Wow.
Special, huh? Very nice. And I've got some cheese sauce that we can add some pasta to this weekend. So we got our cheese sauce. Now I'm going to add some onions. Again, this is just to taste what y'all like. I might just do a little bit.
Oh, can you like?
Sweetie, are you a guest? Did you make this? No. You look a little upset.
No. I was just gonna say, can
We've
you?
got guests. People are watching.
Can you?
I think he's getting grumpy.
No, I just didn't want to use my hands.
I know, but I was making it like to how the general public might want it. Actually, I do like to do this just to get his goat because he's very, on my streams, opinionated. Wouldn't you say that?
I don't think that's true.
What do you think, Barb? What do you think, Edith? What do you think, DS? Is that true? Okay, so we've got our pickles, our onions, and lastly, we need our special sauce. Let me just put these out of the way. Whoops. We need our special sauce that I'm going to clip at the end. Now, the special sauce is the same color as the cheese sauce. Because there's pickle relish in here, you can't make this too small or it won't come out. And these are really bad scissors. Oh, that worked. And I'm going to make this drizzle this way. It's more like blops because the sauce is not thin, but there we go.
Looks good.
Looks good. Smells good. Whoops. Where did I put my? I'll put this right here. And we cannot forget the sesame seeds. Can you stand up?
Ariel said, "I like your hair, Philly."
Well, thank you, Ariel. You're very sweet. Okay, a little bit of sesame
She might
seeds.
Might have been talking about me.
I think she was talking about you. Because you gotta have sesame seeds. Now this is totally a step that you can, you can decide not to do, but let me go around you. But you know what? I always have sesame seeds because we do a lot of Asian cooking. So yeah, that is definitely what I, can you put those in the drawer for me, please? What I would like to do. I'm just gonna clear this up a little bit. There we go. Just tidy up. And then let me show you all what we came up with here. Okay, take a look at our Big Mac loaded, look at that. Big Mac loaded tots. Yes. I mean, look, we've got the tots, the pickles, the onions, the seasoned meat, the sesame seeds, the special sauce, the American cheese sauce. It does not get much better than that, friends.
Killing me, small.
Not at all. All right, so let's give it a try.
Need some of this?
Whoops, sorry, friends. Didn't mean to give you all seasickness there. Okay, so Hubs, here is your fork. We always taste things at the end. So what I would recommend is trying to get something that gets a little bit of everything. So get a little meat, a little cheese.
Just lack of onions.
It's amazing I share anything with him. It's really, okay, ready?
Yep. No, that's all right.
Very Big Mac-y. I mean, really Big Mac-y. But on a tot.
But probably better than a Big Mac.
Well, yeah, I'm sure we have better quality. I mean, no offense, McDonald's. I'm pretty sure we got some better qualities in here than you have.
Is it like only
Nope.
is it just cutting off her head?
No, let me show you, babe. He's just looking at the thing. This is so good, friends. I'm telling you, this is a great game day. And again, if you're not into Big Macs, then make it with the toppings you most like on your burgers. It can go in so many directions. And I think this would be a great crowd pleaser, something different, whether it's Super Bowl, whether it's just, even if you're just having a party, like it'd be a great party.
Yeah, it would be.
Party dish. So friends, let me know if you try this. And it was so wonderful getting to meet Ariel. And I know there was someone else that was new, Rainier. Actually, Rainier, I don't know if that's how you say your name, but we just were on Mount Rainier, so I'm not sure if you pronounce it the same way. But DS and Barb and Edith and Matthew and Marcy, oh my goodness, thank you so much for watching. And for anyone watching that doesn't like to chat, I see you and I thank you so much for your support. Friends, enjoy the football this weekend. I hope your team wins, but I hope our team wins if we're playing you. So that's how we roll, wouldn't you say?
Go Birds.
Yes, and the next stream is Oh, I did not actually look that up. The next stream is next week. Anyways, I will put it on my social media, again, Instagram and Twitter. Wow. But I'll also be putting it here on my community page. So friends, until we eat again, have a delightful weekend and see you all later.